On this episode of Fellowship of the Swords, the controversial, the movie, the haunting episode, the Dyybuk Box, which pretty much everybody hadn't heard of until the movie almost, except for some Jewish people that are kind of up on Jewish lore, or maybe even belong to that particular belief and faith. So, Farah, what is where did the Dyybuk Box come from? At least, how did it get into the light of day to turn into a movie even?
Well, let's go back a little bit. A lot of people, like you said, media has influenced most of our beliefs and most of what we think is actually real. And so, thank the movies for making us afraid of wine boxes or dark boxes. This box was purchased by a gentleman who actually worked in antiquities. He had an antique shop. He was at an estate sale, and he found this lovely unopened wine box. And it was Jewish. It had beautiful, beautiful carvings on the outside. And he offered something at the auction. And the lady said, "This is my grandmother's." And he said, "Oh, I don't want to take a family relic." And she says, "Oh, no, that's okay. Grandma doesn't like it. It's been sitting in her sewing room. I don't like it either." So he took it home, looked at it, thought it was beautiful, and gave it to his mother. Shortly after that, she had a stroke. That led him to believe there was something wrong with the box. So he opened the box. Inside this beautiful carved wine box was a single rose, perfectly preserved, dried rose, 2 locks of hair, one brown and one blonde. Also, since it was a wine box, he did find a very small wine cup. And also, no candle, but a candle holder with 4 legs. Nothing gross, nothing disgusting, no horrible dust cloud that came out and smacked him. He found nothing very unusual. Now, the Dyybuk Box had 2 doors that swung open to reveal the bottles, the glasses that would be held in this beautiful box. On the other side was the Shema. Now, this is a Jewish blessing. This is considered a mitzvah. This is the specific words of the Shema is, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one." And it's very beautiful. It's a blessing in itself. So that would indicate to me, with my limited knowledge of Judaism, that chances are it was a gift to a bride and groom. Yeah. And that this was a blessed box. It was probably for their honeymoon, probably for them to be taken away on a boat, someplace very, very pleasurable. Mm-hmm. And
maybe that's their locks of hair.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That would be my impression if I had purchased this as an estate sale. Now, because he had heard that Grandma didn't like the box, and Grandma, just was uncomfortable around the box and had a bad feeling about the box, it could have been associated with death or suicide. Maybe one of the lovers died. Maybe there was a horrible divorce. We don't know. All we know is what the media has fed the people on the reason he assumed that this was a haunted Dyybuk box. Now, what is a Dyybuk? A Dyybuk is a Jewish word for evil spirit. That's all it is. They associate the evil spirit because his mother had a stroke. He subsequently got rid of the box, and everybody that's had the box reported that the box smells of cat pee. As a former, and I say former, assistant apartment manager, you cannot get cat pee out of wood. It's just not possible. You literally need to cut the wood out. Cat pee just stays forever. So either the lovely smell of cat pee or jasmine is related. It passes from owner to owner. Some people have claimed, like the last owner that tried to auction on eBay actually lives here in Missouri. He was a young student. He said that he was losing his hair and coughing up blood. Now, did these incidents happen because they believed that the Dyybuk box had a Dyybuk? Or was it the power of suggestion in their minds? They expected something? What are the reasons? Did it actually have a negative spirit attached to it that caused these incidences? Due to the movie's generous outline of all the horrible things that happened, it's difficult to know without us directly talking to people. Do I think there was a Dyybuk in the box? No. I believe there's a Jack in the box somewhere, but a Dyybuk in the box. Yeah. Evil spirits cannot be contained. Not by anything that is created here on earth. Mm-hmm. It's not possible.
It's a wine box, and then they call it the Dyybuk box because they believe that it might have something associated with some old Jewish ritual where you bind a demon to a box, but we already know that's
We already
not
know
possible.
the Shema on the outside of the box.
Yeah.
Glories in the Lord.
Yeah,
and
so
and
it's
that's
like,
the
what do you do?
blessing,
Just
and
pick a
that's the
shoe
mitzvah.
box?
Yeah,
Don't you
it's a
think it would be a
mitzvah.
special box or something like that? It had a prayer like, "Here within contained that the devil and his angels will be held here by the power of God the Father." I mean, if it had some kind of
Exactly.
prayer like that.
Here sealed is Satan that besotted Job.
Yeah, something like that.
Anything.
That's not a blessing upon a married couple.
No.
So they turned it into calling the Dybbuk box. Now when you see a wine box, you're like, "Ooh, Dybbuk's box."
And it's old.
Ooh, it's got
It
those
might be
evil grapes on the
haunted. How
front.
cool is that?
Yeah.
And we are finding in some of the cases that we've had that people are curious. They buy something because, is it really haunted? Could it really happen? And that is legal right, people. We do not recommend anyone buy anything for that reason. Please don't. That gives it legal right to come into your home and you don't even know what it is. If something is attached.
Curiosity kills the cat. You know,
Coveted.
It's like,
Coveting
you can bring
an item.
diseases home. You know, when your kids go back to school every year, everybody starts getting sick again. They bring those illnesses home. What if you go to a secondhand shop? Be careful what
I
you
used
buy
to
there.
equate it like Linus and his blanket. All that big cloud of black following poor kid.
As we did another one on blessing objects or whatever, I mean, you could do a quick blessing and prayer with holy water, making a sign of the cross, and before you bring
As
it
a
into
matter
your
of fact,
house.
a lot of priests recommend you do that before you even get it on your property. You know, once you load it in your car, it needs to be blessed. You know, with your hand, with some oil, you know, consecrate it to God. It's coming into your home. You know, rebuke anything that could possibly be attached to it. That way you kick it off the bus before it comes home.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to bring up related to this topic and would be if that was to purposely be done, the only thing you can really do is curse it if you're, you know, of any faith, except you Christians don't have a curse thing.
Hex.
You say if you bind something to that object, it just
Which
has...
is very, very common
you've
with
cursed it.
witches. That's common with witches. It's common with curandera, santeria, voodoo, by cursing an object.
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't. It's an illusion, and it's an illusion that some of the cults teach you to make you think that you can actually trap an evil spirit or a demon. You can't. You can give it a domain, and you can give it a power with that object, so that everywhere it's cursed, everywhere, and everybody holds it and might get ill. They might feel.
It
ill
doesn't
getting
mean
near
that
it.
everybody will. It
Yeah.
just means that it's
Not
a
everybody.
beacon for evil.
Everybody possibly,
Precisely.
potentially.
And consequently, the same works. Just as something negative can curse and draw the attention of evil spirits, consequently the same can be said. We can draw the attention of Christ and God and the holy angels and the Blessed Mother. We can draw that attention and get the same exact opposite effect of beautiful protection. Don't ever forget that. If you bought something or you have something in your house and it makes you uncomfortable, or you look at it and you feel sick to your stomach, get some holy water, bless it.
The other thing about the Dybbuk box too was that it was supposed to be that as soon as you opened it, you like unleashed it. Well, that wouldn't work out anyway. But what's your mindset when it's being opened up? That's like an invitation, like Pandora's box, saying, "I'm opening up out of curiosity. I wonder if a demon is coming out of here." So placebo. Be careful what you
Not a
wish for. What do you
placebo.
think? What do you call-
Power of suggestion. It's just
Okay.
like when they associated. You remember when King Tut's tomb was opened, and they say that they just opened up, air that hadn't been breathed in thousands of years, and quite a few people got sick, probably from the mold spores or whatever else was contained in there.
Yeah, they died of illnesses, respiratory.
And
that
they
makes
say,
sense.
well, there was a curse on King Tut's tomb for anybody that entered it. Well, there was lots of curses. I think sometimes in order for a curse to be effective, one, you have to believe in it.
Yeah, that gives faith to it.
Two, you have to allow legal right to other evil things in your life. If you're living a holy life, curses cannot affect you. If you live with a relationship with Christ,
Except by God's will. There's always a variable.
precisely, that's the only variable.
Yeah.
And the only reason that we've ever known that God would allow something like that is to allow you to become stronger in your faith and be a much more powerful, sharpened weapon for His ministry in your life. Iron sharpens iron. And one little rose petal cannot rub another rose petal and create a thorn. It takes two thorns to make a sharper thorn. That's just the way it works.
Thank you for tuning in into this video today. And
On Fellowship of the Swords. And never forget, the battle's been won, Satan's been crushed, and we're here to help you fight the good fight till we get home.
www.swordsofsaintmichael.com, and we have all sorts of things there, prayers and links to CatholicDemonologist.com, educational resources and books and videos and audio
All
books.
kinds of
And let's not
rosaries.
forget about the great supply of heirloom quality rosaries. And St. Benedict
Prayer
medals aren't
beads.
sold. You know, you contact us
Blessed.
through our haunted helpline, 573-990-1333, and if we, get a consultation together with you, there's a lot of times we send St. Benedict medals out, but we do not sell them. We
No,
do
you
not
cannot sell
blessed
blessed items at all. It's a sin of simony. So, until next time, thank you for tuning in.
God bless.